In this video, we shall answer two questions. First question is related to chemistry, and the second question is related to physics. I have chosen these questions from the sample question paper 2023-24 released by the CBSE. So we shall see what are the questions and how to answer them. So now let's look at the question 21. It's a question from section B. You can see that question number 21 to 26 are very short answer questions, and each question in this section, that is section B, will carry 2 marks. So question number 21 is for 2 marks. What does the question say? The question says dilute HCl is added to zinc granules. How will you prove that chemical change has taken place here? Support your response with 2 arguments. So one correct argument will give you 1 marks. So 2 correct arguments in favor of your response will give you 2 marks. So let's see how to answer this question. So we were talking about question number 21. Let me go to the question number 21. Yeah, this is the question now. Okay, so let us first understand what the question says. So definitely a chemical reaction will take place. You all know that the reaction between zinc and hydrochloric acid is an example of displacement reaction. So it is like Zn plus HCl gives you ZnCl2 plus H2. You can easily balance this chemical equation by writing 2 over here. So now a chemical reaction has taken place, but how do you prove that chemical change has taken place here? So to know whether a chemical change or a chemical reaction has taken place or not, we can use some of the observations during the chemical reaction. So what are some of the observations in this particular reaction that will help us to prove that a chemical change has taken place? So if you take a test tube, and if you take some zinc granules, these are the zinc granules, Zn. Zinc granules are silvery gray in color. So that means they are silvery gray in color before the chemical reaction. When you add few drops of dilute HCl to this test tube containing zinc granules, you can see the following things, or you can observe the following. One thing is, you will see that bubbles start forming, and they will come to this top layer of the liquid, that is dilute HCl. So bubbles are formed. So formation of bubble indicates evolution of a gas or formation of a new substance which is gaseous. So that's first indication that tells that a chemical change has taken place in this process of adding HCl to zinc granules. And if you hold this test tube, if you hold near the base of the test tube, you will see that you will feel warmer as the chemical reaction progresses. You are feeling the warmth at the base of the test tube, means there is production of heat, or it's an exothermic reaction. So change in temperature is another indication of a chemical change. So here there is increase in temperature as the reaction is exothermic reaction. So this is the second thing. In fact, if you can give these two arguments in support of your answer, saying that a chemical change has taken place when dilute HCl is added to zinc granules. We'll take one more argument, and that argument can be seen at the end of this chemical reaction. At the end of this chemical reaction, once the evolution of the hydrogen gas stops, once the hydrogen gas stops forming, and if you take out the zinc granules which were initially silvery gray would have turned black. They would have turned black. That means zinc has got tarnished here. So the change in color of the zinc metal from silvery gray to black color also indicates that there is a chemical change. So using these three arguments, what are the three arguments? The evolution of gas, which is seen in the form of formation of bubbles, and increase in temperature during the reaction, which can be felt or experienced by placing your hand near the base of the test tube. And the third one, or the third argument, is there is a change of color from silvery gray to black. The granules, the zinc granules, which are initially silvery gray, will turn black by the end of the chemical reaction. So all these three arguments will prove that there is a chemical change when dilute HCl is added to zinc granules. So out of 3 you can give any two and get two full marks. Now let's take a question which is related to physics now. Let's move to question 24. Let me show you what is question 24. Let us read question 24. So you can see now the refractive indices is plural form of refractive index of 3 media is plural form of medium, are given below. So the medium, as you can see the table, there are 3 media, namely A, B and C, and the refractive indices are also given as 1.6, 1.8 and 1.5 respectively. A ray of light traveling from A to B and another ray is traveling from B to C. There are two rays. First ray is traveling from A to B and the second ray is traveling from B to C. In which of the two cases the refracted ray bends towards the normal? Let's first concentrate on sub question A. So we need to remember that a ray of light will bend towards the normal. A ray of light will bend towards the normal whenever the ray of light travels from rarer medium to denser medium, So now let me show you this with the help of a rough diagram. So let's say there is medium A here and there is medium B here. So now you know that the refractive index of medium A is given as 1.6. This is 1.6, whereas the refractive index of medium B is given as 1.5, or rather 1.8. I'm sorry. Please see that the refractive index of medium B is 1.8, not 1.5. Refractive index of medium C is 1.5. Anyways, we're talking about medium B, and its refractive index, as it can be seen from the table, is 1.8. So now let's draw the normal. Normal, as you know, is an imaginary line that is drawn perpendicular to the boundary that separates the two media. The horizontal line which I drew at the beginning of this diagram, is the interface or the boundary. This is the boundary now. Now let's take a ray of light which is incident obliquely. So it's very important that we take a ray which is incident obliquely. Obliquely means not perpendicular, not along the normal. So means, in other words, it makes some angle, some acute angle with respect to the normal. Now how do we decide which is rarer, which is denser? Because I told you before that if a ray of light travels from rarer medium to denser medium, then only it will bend towards the normal, and that is what is our question now. In question A, in which of the two cases the refracted ray bends towards the normal, they're asking. So a rarer medium will have lesser refractive index, or a medium having lesser refractive index is a rarer medium, whereas a medium having higher refractive index is a denser medium. So less refractive index, rarer medium, more refractive index, denser medium. Now if you compare the refractive indices of the two media A and B, you will see that medium A has lesser refractive index than medium B. 1.6 is less than 1.8. So A is the rarer medium here. A is the rarer medium, while B is the denser medium. So now this particular ray is traveling from A, rarer medium, to B, denser medium. So it will bend towards the normal. So now the question is, in which of the two cases the refracted ray bends towards the normal? So in the first case, when the ray of light is traveling from A to B, the refracted ray bends towards the normal. So how do you explain this? I've already told you that a ray of light bends towards the normal only when it travels from rarer medium to denser medium. Now let's concentrate on the second question. In which case does the speed of light increase in the second medium? So what do you mean by second medium? Second medium is the medium in which refracted ray is present, and the first medium is the medium in which incident ray is present. Now if you see the first pair of media A to B, that means A to B, in medium A the incident ray is present, and that's the first medium, and in B the refracted ray is present. You can just recall the diagram which I drew few seconds ago, and the refracted ray was present in medium B. So medium B is the second medium. Now the question is, speed of light increase in the second medium. How do we decide the speed of light based on the given information? We need to decide, or we need to compare the speed of light based on the refractive indices. Remember, speed of light, if I represent speed of light as V, is inversely proportional to refractive index. So here N represents refractive index. So speed of light is inversely proportional to refractive index. Means what? So if refractive index is less, speed of light will be more, or refractive index is more, speed of light will be less. Now if you take the first case where the ray of light was traveling from A to B, so it was traveling from a medium of refractive index 1.6 to to a medium of refractive index 1.8. Now in which of these two media, A and B, the speed of light will be more? The speed of light will be more in medium A, which is the first medium, whereas in medium B, which is the second medium, the speed of light will be less, because speed of light is inversely proportional to refractive index. But here in question B, they are asking the speed of light increase in the second medium. Therefore case A, or the first case, that is light traveling from A to B, is not the correct case, or not the correct answer for this. What about the second case, where the another ray of light is traveling from B to C? So you can see B has a refractive index 1.8 and C has refractive index 1.5, and I told you that speed is inversely proportional to refractive index, and since the refractive index of C is less than the refractive index of B, speed of light will be more in C, in the second medium. I can explain this better by using the diagram. So let's take a diagram. Let's take, this is medium B and this is medium C. Now let's draw the normal. Let's take a ray of light which is obliquely incident. Remember, the ray of light must be obliquely incident. If it is not obliquely incident, if it is normally incident, there will not be any refraction. So anyways, so now actually it will bend away from the normal, because C is a rarer medium, B is a denser medium here. But here they're talking about the increase in speed of light, and you can see that because the ray of light is traveling from B to C, this is the first medium, which is the denser medium here, because B is having more refractive index than medium C, whereas C is a rarer medium. So in rarer medium, speed of light will be more, or speed of light will be more in that medium in which refractive index or whose refractive index is less. So therefore, in case B, whenever the ray of light travels from B to C, the speed of light in the second medium, here the medium C becomes second medium, the speed of light in the second medium increases. So what is the answer to the second sub question, that is question B? The answer is B to C. In the second case, that is B to C, the speed of light in the second medium increases. So we have given proper reasons in support of our answer. So in this video we have just answered two questions, one question related to chemistry, second question related to physics. There are many more questions related to physics and chemistry from this sample question paper. In this sample question paper we shall answer them in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe,